We have breaking news. Meta says it will officially end news access for Canadians on its Facebook and Instagram platforms. The company was previously running a test that limited news for up to 5% of its users. Meta now says it is moving out of that testing phase. It means within weeks, links to news articles and other content posted by Canadian publishers and broadcasters will no longer be viewable for users in Canada. Meta's move is in response to the Liberal government's Online News Act, which became law earlier this summer. And for more, let's go to CTV's Kevin Gallagher, who's in Ottawa. Kevin, let's talk about the impact this is going to have on Canadians.
Well, that impact will start to be felt, Lois, I think, over the next few weeks, according to a statement put out by Meta, which is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. And that impact will be that those who do make it a habit to get news from either of those platforms will no longer be able to view those links or share those links. The company says this is a response to legislation that it says is misguided. It says, that Meta does not make the amount of money. It's not a huge part of its business. Facebook has said around 3% of its revenues come from news that's shared on its platforms. And it's also making the case that news organizations and journalists and users choose to share those links on those platforms, and often those links do help direct the user to a news website like CTV News. And so, of course, Bell Media, the owner of CTV and other media properties under that umbrella, will be affected by this, Lois, as will many other news organizations. Now, what's interesting as well is there is a bit of a difference here in the statement from Meta. Not only will Canadian news be affected for Canadians, but it does seem that international news organizations and their links will also be blocked for users within Canada. So this is some added clarification that was sort of unknown, let's say, until right now. We're also anticipating that what Meta has been doing is testing blocking news content, blocking links on its sites over the past few months, and that has affected approximately 5% of Facebook users in Canada. Over the next few weeks, all of those users are expected to encounter difficulty when clicking on or sharing links on these types of sites, Lois.
Right, and Kevin, Meta isn't alone in this. We, of course, know that Google is making a similar move. We knew that this was coming from Meta. What kind of reaction has there been so far?
Well, certainly we just heard from the Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, who has been very critical of the government for not just Bill C-18, but other acts that have tried to sort of moderate or regulate this space. The Conservatives have gone to calling this sort of thing censorship, and his comments today reflect that concern over this being interpreted as censorship. Of course, the Liberal government has accused Meta of trying to bully it into, backing down from this request. The government here in Ottawa is saying that this is a necessary measure to try and fairly compensate journalists and news organizations for the work they do, as a big bulk of the news is shared now through sites like Facebook or searched through engines like Google. And it's a large, disproportionate in many ways share of that market. And there is a dominant force that is, a dominant power, I'd say, over the market that's being determined from this legislation. Of course, you have to look at both Facebook and Google. Of course, Meta and Alphabet, the parent companies of these, are huge social media and web giants that make tens of billions in revenue each year, and they are really large players in this industry, and they are a major way that Canadians access this type of information. So the legislation set out to try and regulate these web giants, to try and have them pay some type of fee or negotiated settlement. That is the purpose here, is that news organizations would negotiate some type of deal where they're getting so much money per click. Meta has gone to calling that sort of a link tax. And also, both web giants has said that they would, in some ways, be interested in perhaps funding a media fund that would be separate and sort of limited in what it would be able to do, so there wouldn't be an unknown amount that they would have to pay out to these news organizations. So certainly this is now maybe an eventuality. Meta has been warning that it will cut news content from its sites in response to Bill C-18. Today, we find that this is now a time frame of a few weeks. And so those few weeks, there may be some chance for Meta and the federal government to work out some type of agreement. Of course, Meta has done this in other countries, most notably Australia, where news content was blocked. I would add somewhat clumsily, as there were government sites and emergency information that were taken down from Meta sites. This is something that the test, Meta says, was necessary to try and ensure that sort of emergency alerts, for example, on wildfires would still get through to Meta users, but news will be blocked. So the eventuality here is that the time's ticking for those who make it a habit of getting their news through sites like Facebook and sites like Instagram. And that is a short window that appears to be closing, Lois.
Okay, CTV's Kevin Gallagher in Ottawa for us. Thanks so much, Kevin.